Welcome back for the third and final installment of my AI-driven MLB logo series. Having already completed the first 20 teams, you can find those previous videos pinned in the description below if you missed them. My approach remains the same. I will select each team's most standard logo and reimagine it into an updated, superior version. Furthermore, every new design will feature at least one animated variation. If you enjoyed this concept, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If this video is successful, I'm considering applying this concept to other major sports leagues. Now let's get back into this process.
She just poked it out on the D-Lo. I'm saying you versus me, yo. We can do this shit right here in front of your people. See, time is money, kid, and BS walks. And to me, it's funny, kid, when you meet heads talk. I see feds talk. They want to dig up the dirt, son. Is it me they hawk? Cause I be putting in work, son.
A significant oversight occurred, as the Kansas City Royals logo redesign was intended to precede the Los Angeles Dodgers but was simply forgotten. The original Kansas City logo, a relatively bland blue and gold crown with KC on a white field above a blue Royals wordmark, was deemed too boring. The objective of the redesign was to elevate the Royals' identity to feel more impactful. This aim was achieved by combining royal imagery with abstract crown elements, resulting in two significantly improved still designs. Stately Crest, a baseball field-themed crest featuring a more regal crown, inner detailing of the city skyline, and a refined version of the original Royals wordmark. 3D presentation, a three-dimensional style crest that includes a queen or king, flanking the Royals wordmark and establishment date, all presided over by a stately crown and set above a plaza fountain with different city skyline views. The logo's animated versions are inspired by the 3D crest and the distinctive fountains found in the team's stadium.
I've been laying, waiting for your next mistake. I put in work and watch my status escalate.
My oversight was significant. I completely forgot to include the Minnesota Twins after the Milwaukee Brewers, jumping straight to the New York Mets and Yankees. The Twins' truly original logo, a simple, understated lowercase m, seems to have been erased from history. Their current TC logo, which stands for Twin Cities, is often mistaken for a flawed version of the Cincinnati Reds logo. My goal is to shift the focus away from the potentially confusing TC. I initially explored an image of twins hovering over the city of Minnesota, which was a good start. By combining this with various other elements, I generated several alternative logos: a shield-like crest, a circular textile design, and a few city-centric images. The four accompanying animations further emphasize the twin theme through doubling or glitch effects.
So don't you feel sad, just remember, 'cause everybody don't feel the same about you, no.
The San Diego Padres have frequently altered their logo, driven by the challenge of uniting the original swinging friar design with the unconventional color pairing of dirt brown and sun yellow. Over time, the team experimented with numerous concepts, including brown and orange combinations, pinstripes, blue accents, and wave motifs, before settling on the current interconnected SDP design, a straightforward brown-on-white monogram. Other attempts either failed to honor the history or appropriately represent a Padre. To honor this history, I developed a logo concept that merges these various elements. Two designs reintroduce the home plate crest, integrating both the friar and the connected SDP. One features the words San Diego Padres in a futuristic font atop a circuit board background, while the other embeds the city skyline within the crest, uses the Padres wordmark from the plate wave era, and projects an electric aura. My preferred final design is an elongated crest featuring wave imagery at the base and a thick Padres wordmark at the top. Inside, a padre in a flowing robe wields a bat, positioned behind a massive SDP symbol. The animated versions of this final design are envisioned for use after padre home runs. The San Francisco Giants, a team whose name suggests power and intensity, have maintained a surprisingly bland primary logo despite their move from New York. Their change from New York to SF was simple, easy, and ultimately uninspired. While they experimented with secondary logos that utilized bold fonts, scripts, and a baseball to better reflect their name, the interconnected SF remains their standard and is in desperate need of a refresh. Initial AI attempts to update the logo weren't quite right. One generated an intimidating ape-like head image, while others simply placed the Giants' wordmark over a home plate shield. A still image featuring a giant monster looming over the foggy city was evocative but unsuitable for a logo. The most promising direction involves a combination of elements. By incorporating the monster motif, a baseball, and accent features, 3 updated stills achieved a more impactful punch. The 2 accompanying animations derived from the 3rd still successfully convey the desired intensity. I genuinely enjoyed their original logo featuring a ship's wheel, which I consider a cool and fun design that clearly conveys the idea of a mariner. While other versions incorporate the Mariner wordmark on the wheel or place the wheel within the S of Seattle, I was genuinely surprised by the high quality of the AI-generated logos. Combining my existing images resulted in numerous eye-catching designs, including impressive crest, badges, and home motifs, even one with a striking wave formed by water dragons. The 4 animations fall into 2 distinct groups. The first pair has a futuristic, space-like aesthetic. The second pair builds upon the Poseidon monster still image, starting with a compass and culminating in a glowing effect. The St. Louis Cardinals' most recognizable logo, featuring 1 or 2 cardinals perched on a bat, is acceptable but could be significantly improved. This design presents one of the easiest opportunities for a remodel. The suggestion is to simplify it to a single, intensely fierce-looking cardinal, perhaps incorporating an electric element around both the bird and the wordmark. While not many images were generated for this concept, 2 animations illustrate the idea. A transformation from a timid cardinal into an aggressive bird of prey that swings and then perches on an electrified baseball bat. design choices for Florida's baseball teams are baffling. Why did yet another Florida baseball team change its original distinctive logo for seemingly arbitrary reasons? The team started as the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. A devil ray is simply another name for a stingray, which is largely harmless to humans. A few conservative voices objected to the devil in the name. Their initial logos, first as the Devil Rays and then just Tampa Bay featuring the stingray, were incredibly unique. The current shift to a plain Rays wordmark with an abstract sunburst is, frankly, a travesty. My approach to a redesign was to blend sun rays and stingrays for a truly stunning result. Simply using the Rays concept alone felt odd and a bit gloomy. Adjusting the wordmark within the sun rays had some promise but lacked the necessary edge. Other wordmark tweaks still leaned too heavily into minimalism, even when set against the city skyline. I then experimented with just the Tampa Bay wording alongside a stingray, and also two separate translucent rays on their own. The final two animations merge all these elements, showing the stingray emitting electricity that powers the flickering parts of the logo. The current tea-covered baseball logo for the Texas Rangers is basic and could be improved. This redesign focuses on better accenting the team and linking it with the Texas Rangers police force. Similar to the St. Louis concept, extensive imagery wasn't required. However, the initial images provided leaned more toward the Power Rangers than a police aesthetic. Despite this, combining the elements yielded two excellent circular logos. The second logo, in particular, strongly resembles the police Rangers badges. The accompanying animation illustrates the logo splitting to symbolize the police force's statewide coverage, then reforming to represent a unified unit.
I've been peeking in the classroom, looking like a nice guy till I take your motherfucking Wi-Fi and touring every single song in my library. Then I drive by very fucking high by everybody while my lady licking my 5-inch dick.
The Toronto Blue Jays, as the sole Canadian team in Major League Baseball, carry a unique burden, particularly following the departure of the Montreal Expos. My goal in redesigning their logo was to incorporate national pride, baseball enthusiasm, and a sense of power, while moving beyond the ubiquitous bird and maple leaf motifs present in every previous attempt. Initial experiments with abstract geometric Blue Jay designs felt inadequate. I then explored several variations. The bird with the city skyline omitting the leaf, the bird with the city wordmark, again without the leaf, and a combination of the skyline, bird, and wordmark. The definitive static logos successfully integrated these attempts into a cohesive design. Primary shield features a puzzle-style, left-facing Blue Jay positioned over an intense font of the team name. A holographic shield serves as the background, with the maple leaf bisected by the CN Tower. Secondary shield, a smaller shield with the word Blue Jay and a small font above the bird's head. It includes a pair of maple leaves on either side, the city skyline etched behind the head, and a bold Toronto wordmark. The four accompanying animations illustrate themes of power, ferocity, and growth through technology. Power and ferocity. Animation 1. The bird receives electricity from the CN Tower, delivers a sonic screech that returns to the tower, and concludes with an aggressive gaze. Animation 2. The bird emits static waves as two maple leaves spin in front, then crashes into the screen, morphing the puzzle-style Blue Jay into a tough, smirking cartoon wizard beard Blue Jay. Growing with technology. Both animations begin with the Blue Jay over the city skyline and a Toronto wordmark, as an electrified maple leaf descends. Animation 3. The leaf pixelates into the secondary shield logo. Animation 4. The blue jay glows while flying up to meet the leaf. The bird, wordmark, and skyline then morph into the secondary shield, completing the transformation with a final blink.
At the work fridge, feeling can coat. And up at the holiday party, I'm grinding colleagues on the dance floor. Dick Ben rubbed against their asshole, say it's not.
Yeah, we bout that. Do a lot of dirt, never doubt that. Lot of rap twerps, let us shout crap, let them make their mouth flat.
The Washington Nationals, the 30th and final team in this series, represent the nation's capital, but their inclusion required fudging the criteria slightly. This current iteration is actually the third Washington team, having risen as a zombie franchise from the disbanded Montreal Expos. The Nationals thankfully honor the Expos' legacy by wearing their throwback uniforms occasionally, keeping the original fandom alive. The Expos logo was an absolute stroke of genius, a seemingly abstract M that cleverly incorporated three letters, MEB, standing for Montreal Expos Baseball. In contrast, the current Nationals logo, a simple curled white W on a red field, is often criticized as bland and uninspired, with many noting its unfortunate resemblance to the Walgreens drugstore logo, a comparison that is impossible to unsee once noticed. The challenge, therefore, was to redesign the logo by merging the Expos' distinctive quirkiness with Washington's most recognizable landmark, the Capitol building. Early attempts at redesigns, such as varied color schemes of the Capitol or a busy combination of the Expos logo and a neon national seal on a black background, were unsuccessful. A still image featuring the setting sun also didn't quite capture the right feel. A crucial realization was the common thread of red, white, and blue across the teams, which provided a more focused direction. This led to several better concepts. Version 1. A blue national seal on a white field with the W in red and blue, and the Capitol etched in the background. Version 2. A badge-like shield featuring the national seal and a Washington script wordmark, with the center providing an homage to the original MEB logo. Version 3. The best this design integrates all elements. The MEB logo in blue and white atop the Capitol building, the red curly W, a blue Expos wordmark in front of the building, an afternoon sky background, and the establishing dates for both franchises, all centered within the blue national shield. Ultimately, the four accompanying animations visually represent the merger or transition from the Expos franchise to the Nationals.
I've suffered setbacks, but now I'm making greenbacks. Just like baggy slacks, I'm crazy hip-hop. Check 1, 2, and you don't stop. Your head'll bop when I drop my crop. Pure ball. Just like the seashore, I'm calm. With my monotone style. Because I don't need gimmicks. Give me a fly beat, and I'm all in it. Word is born, I go on and on. For you it's tragic, I got magic like Ron's. So I'ma end this lecture, and I bet ya those who kick dirt in due time, I'm gonna get ya. Cause I be kicking the real.
So that's all 30 redesigns, remodels, and updates. I seriously had a blast making and editing this video, and I really hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I did. I'm taking a short break, but we'll be back with more shorts and long-form videos in a few days. That's the end of part 3 of this project, which has been on my mind for at least a year now. I'd love to hear what you think of the logos. Drop a comment below and let me know which redesign was your absolute favorite and which one you weren't feeling. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, and keep howling.